Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Taylor Lautner is best known for playing the bulked-up werewolf Jacob Black in the Twilight Saga, which grossed a total of $3.4 billion worldwide. As one-third of the lead cast, the actor gained international fame, and by the time the final Twilight film hit theaters, Taylor reportedly demanded $7.5 million for each of his upcoming projects, and was seemingly on his way to achieving even greater success in Hollywood. However, his acting career quickly became stagnant, until the only person offering him roles was Adam Sandler. To this day, fans wonder why Sandler is so fond of the Twilight star, and why he kept giving Lautner opportunities that Hollywood didn't. Here's the reason why Taylor Lautner is in so many Adam Sandler movies. Number 5. Early roles. When they're just starting out with their career, most actors have to star in several films before landing their breakthrough role, and that was the case with Taylor Lautner as well. The Michigan native worked in Hollywood for several years before getting cast for the Twilight franchise, and his acting career began as early as 2003. He first entered the industry with smaller roles in sitcoms like My Wife and Kids and The Bernie Mac Show, before landing voice roles in popular animated shows like 2005's Danny Phantom and What's New, Scooby-Doo, which also aired in 2005. During the same year, Lautner starred in 2 films, The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl in 3D and Cheaper by the Dozen 2, both of which underperformed at the box office and received a majority of negative reviews. So during the early 2000s, Taylor Lautner was no more than a budding teen actor struggling to make it to the big leagues. However, all that would change in an instant, with his career taking off shortly afterward. Number 4. International fame and global success. With the release of the Twilight Saga film series between 2008 and 2012, Taylor Lautner skyrocketed to fame and earned more than a whopping $15 million from the first 3 films, and went on to make $12.5 million apiece for Breaking Dawn Part 1 and Part 2. Thanks to the insane success of the films and their multi-billion-dollar revenue at the global box office, Lautner became the highest-paid teen actor in 2010. His overall looks and the physique he maintained for the role of Jacob Black brought him even more popularity. In 2010, he was ranked 4th on People's Most Amazing Bodies list, 2nd on Glamour's The 50 Sexiest Men of 2020 list, and number 1 on Access Hollywood's Top 5 Hollywood Abs list. After being in the limelight for 4 consecutive years, it seemed like Taylor Lautner's popularity as a Hollywood star would continue to increase. But for better or for worse, his career started to stagnate sooner than expected. Number 3. Why won't Hollywood cast Taylor Lautner anymore? After playing Jacob Black, a role that defined his career for almost a decade, Taylor Lautner couldn't keep up the momentum and failed to land any other projects that could land him the same level of publicity as Twilight. It's also said that he was asking for a very high salary back then. For instance, when Lautner signed onto the film Stretch Armstrong, he reportedly demanded $7.5 million, which was way higher than what his Twilight co-stars Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart were getting from their projects. Taylor's demand started looking even more unreasonable after his other movies failed to deliver at the box office, which made directors doubt him, especially when all the hype around Twilight started to fade away. Things got worse when the actor's 2011 film Abduction underperformed at the box office and received a ton of negative reviews, mostly centered around his performance. Number 2. How did Taylor Lautner become friends with Adam Sandler? Some fans believe that a so-called Adam Sandler curse was responsible for derailing Taylor Lautner's acting career, but it doesn't change the fact that Sandler was one of the few filmmakers who gave the actor chance after chance to regain his place in the industry. Taylor first met the murder mystery star on the set of their 2013 movie, Grown Ups 2. Despite receiving negative reviews from critics, the comedy film was a box office hit, grossing roughly $247 million. Taylor made a minor appearance in the film as Frat Boy Andy, and while the cameo didn't do much for his acting career, it did result in an unbreakable friendship with Sandler that continues to this day. Number 1. Taylor Lautner stars in multiple Adam Sandler movies. After their time together on Grown Ups 2, Adam Sandler and Taylor Lautner's friendship continued to grow even stronger, prompting the former SNL star to cast Lautner in 2 more of his films. As expected, both of these were comedies, the first one being The Ridiculous Six, written and co-produced by Sandler, and the 2015 film was slammed by critics and got a rare 0% rating on Written and co-produced by Sandler, the 2015 film was slammed by critics and got a rare 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It did receive significant viewership on Netflix though, and even made it to the #1 spot in several countries. Taylor Lautner was then cast in another film produced by Adam Sandler's Happy Madison Productions called Home Team, which recently hit Netflix in January 2022. This marks the Twilight star's first film role in 5 years, which explains why it made headlines. Lautner's return to the big screen became even more prominent because of other lead actors in the film such as Kevin James and Rob Schneider, both of whom are good friends with Sandler. It seems like Adam Sandler is the only reason why Taylor Lautner returned to acting, after an unfortunate run of box office duds and an even longer hiatus. And that brings us to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on. See you soon.